Hello guys, today I will explain you a little bit about the present simple and present continuous. Those are the topics that we will during the second term. The idea of this video is that you can practice and complement the information that I will give you during the classes when you have to develop any of the activities of the second term. Even though during the classes we will do practice exercise to apply this rule and this structure. So let's start. Guys, so when we talk about present simple, we are talking about actions that happen during our routine. So we talk about actions that we do as a routine or as a common, like actions that are repeated during the day or during the week. I wrote some examples like I wake up at 5:30 a.m., I have lunch at 1:30 p.m., I go to the school at 6 a.m., I go to the bed at 8:30 a.m. 8 p.m. Sorry. If you check, I add the time to be like more specific when I am talking about these actions. So I wake up at the morning. I wrote 5:30 a.m. because it's an hour that when we go to the school is a average of time that we use it. I have lunch at 1:30 p.m. I wrote that hour because it's like the middle of the day when all the people are having lunch. I go to the school at 6 a.m. For example, for the people that live around the school, can be so close. I go to the bed at 8:30. You should go early, so I wrote that hour. What is the general structure? For positive sentences, this is a positive sentence. The structure is subject, the verb, depending of if it is third person, so we have to add s or es depending on the verb, plus the complement. Okay, we have an example. We have the subject that is not third person, I, you, they. We say play the verb in infinitive. It doesn't change, so we don't have to ask s or es. Play piano. This is the complement. But if we have the third person sentence, we have she or he plays. As I mentioned before, we have to add s. Plays piano. Because we are talking about a sentence that is in present. Okay? Another example here I have he or she. Those are the subjects. Sorry, change the color. Studiest, if we change in this one, we don't only add the s, we add es. Studiest. At Maria Inmaculada. Okay, that's the general structure for a positive sentence. When we talk about a negative, we have to say subject, auxiliary, verb, and complement. This for a negative sentence, guys. The same. We have to check if the subject is a third person or a singular person. I, you, we, they do not or don't play the piano. So for these subjects, these ones, we have to use the auxiliary do. And when we talk about she, he, or it, we have to use the auxiliary thus. Is different, okay? So you have to keep in mind. Do for I, you, we, and they, and does for she, he, or it. We have she or he does not or doesn't, this is the contraction, play the piano. If you check when we have the negative sentences, we don't have to add the s that we wrote in the first part. Why? Because we are using the auxiliary does or the auxiliary do. So it is not necessary to write again the s. I have the same example here. So he or she doesn't, I wrote in this time with the contraction study. If you check, we don't have to use study or studies as we use it at here at this point. So we change the verb to infinitive. At Maria Inmaculada. That's for negative sentences. When we talk about questions, if you check, only the things that we have to use is to change the auxiliary and the subject. So we start with the auxiliary and then the subject. In the others, we start with subject and an auxiliary, depending if it is positive or negative. then the verb, and then the complement. That's for a question. So we have, do you, they, or we, or I play the piano? Does she, he play the piano? Does he or she study at Maria Inmaculada? If you check for these subjects, we have to use do, and for these subjects, we have to use does. And the verb is the same for in a negative or for a question, okay? Even though here is the same, so we don't have to change the verb, okay? Be careful to the use of the auxiliary. Don't confuse do with does. Does only for she, here in. Do for you, they, we, and I. Here I wrote, in order that you have more clear, I do, you do, she does, he doesn't, it doesn't, we do, or they do. Okay? We use this auxiliary in positive sentence when we want to say a short answer. For example, does he or she study at Maria Inmaculada? Yes, she does. And that will be the answer for this question. Okay? If we say, do you play the piano? Yes, I do. That will be the answer for this question. Okay? So you have to be careful with those rules. When we talk about present continuous, guys, those are actions that we are doing at the moment. For example, in this moment, I am talking. Yeah, I am talking about actions that are at the moment of the speaking. What I do else in this moment, I am explaining to you. I am preparing the class, if we want to say. Okay? What is the structure? We have the subject, the auxiliary, the verb with ing, and the complement. Okay? I will do with my marker. So, if you check, I am watching TV. This is for a sentence in positive. In a negative, I am not watching TV. In a question, as I explained before, only we have to change the subject. Sorry, oh my god. The subject for the auxiliary. So, auxiliary and then the subject. Am I watching TV? If you check. When you are watching TV. For I, we have to use the auxiliary am. For you, we have to use the auxiliary are. So, you are watching TV. In a negative, you are not or aren't. This aren't is the contraction, watching TV. That means that you have to use both. No, you choose to use one of them. If you want to say you are not watching TV or you aren't watching TV, you choose one of them. In a question, are you watching TV? If we continue with they, if you check this, we don't have to use, we have to use are. The same for you. They are watching TV, they are not or aren't watching TV. Are they watching TV? When we happen the same. We are watching TV, we are not or we aren't watching TV. Are we watching TV? That will be the question. But when we talk about she, he, or it, we say she is watching TV. We don't have to use are or am. We use is. She is not or isn't watching TV. Is she watching TV? And happen the same with he. He is watching TV. He is not or he isn't watching TV. Is he watching TV? Clear? So, when we talk about it, in this case, I can say that the cat, but I want to mention the cat as an it. So, it is playing with the wool. Wool is the material with the cats plays that they follow and run around this wool. It is not or isn't playing with the wool. And finally, it is playing with the wool. Okay, so guys, important, always and always the verb has to have the ing. Okay, and the auxiliary. This is more simple than the other, but even though we have to follow the same rules. Okay, so even though in our class I will explain you a little bit more, I will continue with this explanation. I hope that this video helps you to complete your activities that I will assign you during this second term. In the class, I will solve any of the doubts that you have, and I will help you with all of the activities. I hope to you have a good day, guys. I miss you so much. I love you, and I want to see you so soon. Bye bye.